Michael, from Prophit Insight, if you would come right up. I see that you've been very gracious in waiting there. Just a sec.
Many people aren't aware, but hospitals are really struggling financially. In 2014, only 85% were profitable. And if you really look at the numbers, a large majority of the remainder were only marginally profitable. And the situation's only getting worse. I'm Mike Arian, co-founder and CEO of Prophit Insight, and we're helping to make hospitals more profitable. Our solution helps hospitals to dramatically reduce the amount of profitable network leakage and to laser focus their business development efforts on the right opportunities for them, allowing them to better fund and grow their business. We focus exclusively on medium to large size hospitals in the United States. And while we can support a variety of different groups from across the hospital, for this presentation, we're going to focus on the office of the CFO. As you can imagine, hospital CFOs are currently in a tough position. As we mentioned earlier, only 85% were currently profitable. And as hard as that is to believe, many of the remainder won't be for long. As you can see, costs are rising dramatically faster than revenues, and we often hear from hospital CFOs that they are seeing negative or declining growth rates. And hospitals lose a large majority of their current patients to network leakage. So you're probably asking yourself, what the heck is network leakage? It's when a physician who is in network to a hospital refers a patient to a physician who is out of the network, ultimately losing a current patient that they've already acquired to a competitor. And this can be a big deal for a hospital, as it's estimated that they can leak upwards of 24 to 40% of all referral volumes in network leakage. And this is an area that's often cited by hospital CFOs as an area to focus on to offset financial shortfalls. We hear quite a bit from our customers that when it comes to business development and referrals, that they have almost a complete lack of information. And when you look at the current state of technology in many of the hospital business development offices, it's not hard to wonder why. We hear things like, we don't know where our current referrals are coming from, or which of our physicians are leaking referrals and for what services. Our initial focus will be on providing additional transparency to our clients so we can answer questions like, which of the physicians are leaking referrals and for what services? And as you can see here, Carlos can probably expect a visit sometime shortly. What are the volumes of referrals per service line? And ultimately, we provide our customers with a platform to help them turn those insights into action, to allow them to better acquire those relationships and to influence behavior. And by doing so, we can have a massive impact on a hospital's bottom line. A $2 billion health system like Bay State Health could leak upwards of $200 million in referrals every year. When we're able to influence even 10% of profitable referrals, we can put $20 million of new profit on their books. Our next focus is helping them to drive referrals for new profitable referrals. And when we're able to influence that by even 2%, we can give them an additional $12 million in profit. And we're not asking our clients to take our word for it. We're asking for a small setup fee up front, and then we'll look to take 1 to 2% off of new yield off the back end. It is quite a competitive market, and while a variety of our competitors come at this problem from different angles, ultimately we're the only ones that focus on profitability and results and are willing to go fully at risk in order to prove that. We have a lot of current traction right now. Our product is fully developed. We have 1 current paying customer and 3 early pilots, as we just added Mercy Health last week, and are continuing discussions with health systems including Cooley Dickinson, St. Luke's, and Texas Children's, and hope to add them soon. Our focus over the next 12 months is to complete as many pilots as we can so that we can validate both our product and our expected results, and then we'll look to grow sales and marketing from there. As the market's quite competitive, we are always watching 3 potential avenues for exit. Obviously, our current partners, competitors, and the large healthcare information technology players. The advisory board, who's one of our closest competitors, recently acquired a company similar that wasn't much more mature or larger than us for $35 million. We have a very senior team that has over 30 years of experience both in healthcare as well as across a variety of different industries. And we have several successful years of working closely together. And we combine that with a very strong advisory board made up of current and former healthcare CXOs. And we are confident that we have the right team to help change healthcare. Thank you.
Hey, Mike.
Hi, Trip.
Do you, what's the process and how long does it take for you to prove anything to the hospitals? How long does it take? What effort goes on? You talk about integration. When, does it take months and months and months?
Do you talk about from a pre-sales perspective?
Yeah, just to make sure that a hospital sees the results. and
Yeah,
then can talk.
so that's always one of our top concerns. Hospitals are very tough to work with in general, so that's the top risk we're working with, and that's one of the reasons we went fully at risk, was in order to offset some of that risk. But just due to time constraints and proof and low risk, I'd estimate somewhere in the 6 to 9 month range for a sales cycle.
And you can get actual results, actionable results, and they can see a difference in their bottom line.
As long as they
during
give us access to their information, we definitely can, yes.
that. Okay.
So who is the decision maker for you at the hospital, and are you planning to integrate with Epic and other health management tools?
Absolutely, great question. So in regards to this conversation right here, still we're focused on either the CFO or the Chief Strategy Officer or somewhere in that range. At Bay State, it's Jennifer Endicott, the Chief Strategy Officer. And yes, so one of the things we will do is look to integrate actually data from a variety of different data sources, both internally as well as externally, to provide those insights, whether it be Epic or Cerner or whatever the back end is. Yes?
So I love the value proposition. I was thinking it's kind of the snitch on the script. And, okay, it was my attempt at humor. Thank you.
We laughed.
Okay, thanks.
I found it
Okay.
funny. Thank you.
Okay, good.
We're just being friendly.
But I winced at the integration. I mean, what I hear back from hospitals these days is like, yeah, we got a whole bunch of projects that could help our profitability.
Yeah.
But we can't get to them because so much of our budget's tied up with regulatorily required stuff. I'd love to do, I mean, if I'm your hospital CIO, gee, I'd love to do this. Boy, you're not asking me a lot of money, but you're asking me a lot of my IT staff's time. How can I get this
Yeah,
done?
so it's a good question. So on one side, we're actually helping because we take a lot of work off the IT because it's all cloud-based. However, you're driving at integration, which can be the most complex. So a couple of quick things. One, we are able to do it much quicker because we don't need two-way communication. All I'm looking for is to listen to the HL7 stream, and there's several technologies that we listen to pick up those messages to see when a new referral happens, et cetera. Or two, if they don't want to directly integrate, they can. We just need a subset of their data that they can give us in a CSV Excel file, and we can upload it, and and on that way if they want to lower the risk as well.
And do you do that once a month?
Depends how often they want to provide it to us. So if we are directly integrated, obviously we can do anything that makes sense up to daily, but yes, generally speaking, if it's on the CSV file, it's generally monthly.
Are there good partners for you to go to market with?
Yeah, so that's a great question. We are actually built on the front end on Salesforce, as well as our back end data environments built on IBM Cloud Data Services. Both of them are very close partners of ours, and they're not only suppliers, but yes, we go to market very closely with them in their sales teams, as well as IMS and Experian Health. They all bring us in to lead. So while we do expect to go direct sales for the majority of it, this is we do expect to have a pretty strong partner channel.
30 seconds. Is this a zero-sum game? I see how with Bay State you're going
Yes.
to, one, help them retain people, and two, help them pull people from other hospitals. Does that mean you go to that other hospital and say, hey, we're going to help you with your leakage, or?
Ultimately, yes. And to your fact, it is a zero-sum game, but that's really what these hospitals need to do, is actually look at their competitive advantages. What are they doing differently? What is Cooley doing different? Maybe they have an advantage in cancer care, so they should focus on those. And that's our point, is that they really need to, rather than offer every service, find the ones that they do well and most profitably and try and drive volumes. Thank you.